Hey everyone, just thought I'd take a quick minute to say hello. Hopefully everyone is being safe out there in the midst of the showstopper, the COVID-19 virus. Hopefully everyone's being safe. Um, just wanted to give you I've had a little more extra time than I normally do with everything being shut down, and I do still have to work because I'm considered an essential employee for what I do. Um, However, I have been on a reduced work schedule this past week, which has allowed me to get some things cleared up on my workbench. And that's what I'm about to show you. So the first car here is a Wisconsin Central covered hopper grain car. This car here, I put whoever put the couplers on the car, they glued them, so they were kind of seized up. So I took the let's see, I'll show you here. Let's see, so what I did here on the bottom of the car, this is an Acurail car, so normally there's pins in here to hold the truck in. I popped those pins out, and I actually put screws in there in place of the pins. And then I did the same thing with the coupler. I popped the old housing out, and I drilled it out, and I used screws in there to hold the coupler pockets in place and everything. Tested the car to make sure it's the right height and everything's good there. So we're gonna put this back up on the track, and I'm gonna couple it up to the next car. Had to do a coupler replacement on the Southern Pacific hopper. Had the old Proto 1000 couplers, not the sprung ones, but the other ones that just have the little flap to hold the coupler shut, and those couplers were shot. And I generally upgrade all my stuff to KD couplers anyway. I also had to raise the height on this car a little bit using the washers between the trucks and the car and the frame. So did that with this car to get it to the right coupler height. Next we have this D&H covered hopper. This just needed a coupler replacement. There was a busted KD coupler on the one end, and this car will now go into service on the layout. And most of these cars, by the way, too, actually all these cars I'm going to show you, they're all new to the collection. They're all stuff that I picked up at train shows, more or less. And I just finally getting time to work on them and get them into the active part of my collection on the layout. Okay, this next car here, I bought brand new at a local show here. This car is produced by a local business here, and they are more or less custom run cars. Yeah, I think he only does 50 or 100 of these these cars at a time in any given run. And typically once they're gone, they're gone. Then he moves on to something else to produce. So there's a Jack Daniels one here, and the next car is another one produced by the same gentleman. It's an Ocean Spray hopper or box car. Again, it's a custom run of maybe 50 or 100 cars. Does great work. And just a little side note, I don't know how many of you are aware, but I'm also going to be doing Bernie's Model Railroad box cars, which are going to be produced by the same gentleman. So we're in the process of that. I've already signed off on the artwork for the cars, and hopefully I have them within a month or so. I don't know how greatly this COVID-19 is going to impact production of these cars, but hopefully it's not too long. And I will keep a few for myself for the layout when they are produced, and then the rest of them will be up for sale. Again, that's going to be Bernie's Model Railroad box cars, made by the same company that producing these two cars I just showed you. This is a car that I worked on. This just came yesterday, actually, on Saturday. It's a Campbell Soup Company, 1982 train load sale, and it's got their different brands, Campbell Soups, the Franco-American, the V8. chunky soups, the Swanson frozen foods, and the Campbell's beans. This car actually came, and I'm going to show you. This car actually came on a stand here. Okay, so, and this is the chassis that was originally under the car. I updated the car with a more recent chassis that has body mounted couplers, and I installed KD couplers on there. So it is now operational on my layout. So I was after both the car and the stand for this purchase. Now my plans for the stand, I haven't decided too much what I'm going to do with the stand, if I want to leave it how it is, or if I'm going to detail it, you know, rust up the rails and put some ballast on there. Or, haven't really decided on that yet. But the chassis for the car that came out, when I do get my Bernese Mounted Railroad boxcars, I'm going to take one of the cars and mount it on this stand here, and that will go on my desk at work, and that will be just a little something to have on my desk. And you know, so I'll be keeping 3 cars in total, one for my office and 2 cars for the layout, because there's 2 different road numbers and there's 2 different slightly different paint schemes. So I'll keep one of each for the layout, and then, like I said, one for the office on the desk. Take that down out of the way. Alright, so now the next car. Again, this was swapped out with KDs from the Proto 1000 couplers. It's a Tasty Cake boxcar. And this is produced by the same gentleman that produced the Jack Daniels and the Ocean Spray car. These cars are, like I say, he does amazing work, and this is all done with pad printing. He custom paints them and then does the pad printing on them. So very nice cars. Again, that's a run of one of like 50 or 100 cars, whatever size lot he produced for those. Alright, so now we're going to move on to I got a string of cars sitting over here. I'm going to pull these over here. So this car here, New York Central cattle car, produced by Broadway Limited, and it does make cattle sounds with the cows walking around the car and making their sounds that they make. Yeah, it's a pretty neat car, I thought. You know, one that I came across in a collection of stuff, and I thought it was worth keeping for the layout, just as a conversation piece. All right, so next we're going to move on to this car. So this car here was a restoration project. It's actually constructed of wood. This car dates back to, I'm going to say, around 1950. I'm going to just use that as my average date. Research on these cars shows that they were produced anywhere from 1935 to 1955, and they were wooden kits that you could put together. And this car, when I got it, it was in a collection. It was in really rough shape. The wooden sides were warped. It was missing pieces. It had the old hook and loop coupler on one end and missing a coupler on the other end. It had old trucks on it. So I completely I did all the repairs to the car. Added a new running gear underneath, a new chassis underneath, KD couplers, added the roof walk on top that was missing, detailed the inside, painted the roof, also painted the chassis underneath black, and I painted the ends of the car black as well. Just a really neat project car, and every now and again I just come across something that I find really unique, and you know, I just turn it into a little project and upgrade it and keep it on the layout here to run. And that NYC car and that car are part of my photo freight collection, if you will, or my heritage fleet of cars. And typically what I do with these cars is run them behind like a steam engine or vintage first generation diesels, kind of like as a photo freight type thing. So they don't get much use on the layout, but they are neat to see, and I do keep them on a shelf here where they're easy, on a siding where they're easy for everyone to see, so they can check them out when they're visiting the layout. Alright guys, that about wraps this video up. Sorry it took so long. I didn't expect this to be such a long video, but I just wanted to kind of touch base with everybody and let you know what I've been up to. And again, I hope you all be safe, and then I think next weekend I'm probably going to do an update video for either the train show that I'm hosting in October, or for the layout progress of the yard that I'm rebuilding. You guys, maybe I'll give an update on both. I don't know yet. But anyway, be safe out there, okay? Hopefully, in the not too distant future, hopefully we can all kind of get our lives back to normal from this COVID-19 pandemic. All right, be safe. That's all I have now, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.